Hello, Sat Sri Akal, Namaste, Adab. Friends, I'm Sharon Ali, and you're watching The Couple Show. Today on The Couple Show, we have with us Jeremiah and Kathy. Kathy is a photographer and is a part of Road and Fields, and Jeremiah is a leadership coach. Welcome to the show.
Thank you
for having us.
Okay, so first things first, where did the two of you meet, and how did you meet?
Yeah, we met in British Columbia. We went to Bible college, and that's where we had the same classes. We were actually in a touring group. We toured all over BC. Jeremiah played drums, and I was one of the singers. And yeah, that's how we met.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then who kind of approached who first? Who was the brave one to approach you first?
Well, we ended up, so we were in school for the first year, and we were in the same group, and then we went into like a smaller group where they had us touring around in a minivan. So we spent 30 days together in this 7-seater van, sitting beside each other, and they asked Kathy to help me lug all my gear in and out of, the drum gear. So she was always with me. So I think just over time, we began to... I think it was a mutual affection and a mutual kind of declaration of, hey, I like you and we should take this to the next level. And I don't remember who initiated it, but
I don't know.
I know I liked you like long before we sat in that 7-seater van.
Did you know that prior to this? I didn't know.
See? That's even comes on the couple show. Nice. And Kathy, what was your first impression of Jeremiah?
He's a funny guy. He was the drummer, so he was like a little bit crazy, and he would do these funny things. But yeah, no, we just, I don't know, we just kind of clicked, and he was easy to talk to, and I'm older than he is, so I wasn't initially looking for anything.
Right.
I wasn't really around to find a mate. I was there to get educated. Get out of there.
Bonus.
You found a mate too. Exactly. So we just became friends and started talking and hanging out and things like that, and it was pretty cool.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay, and where did you go on your first date?
We went to a place called Michael's on Wilson. It's in Port Coquitlam.
Okay.
And so we were living in Abbotsford at the time, and I'm from Maple Ridge, which is close to that area.
Yeah.
So it was like a fancy restaurant with like dinner and dancing kind of a thing. And that was our first date. Yeah, it was pretty fancy.
Nice. Yeah. That's wonderful. And Jeremiah, what was Kathy wearing on your first date?
She was wearing a black dress with like these, I don't know, like white flowers. You remember that?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, wait a minute. I forgot to ask the most important question. How long have you been married?
22 years.
That is impressive. That is very impressive. Wow, nice. Kathy, do you remember what Jeremiah was wearing?
No.
And that would be a good example of our
I was going to say, so he really had an eye for you, that's for sure. He remembered exactly what you were wearing.
Flowers. You remember that? I brought flowers.
Brought me
Took it to your dorm room and then went down. Yep, I remember all
Wow,
that.
I remember it all. That's so nice. That's so nice. Yeah. So who made the first move? Who kind of said, I love you, and let's...
Oh, well, you know what? She mentioned that she's older, so you should say that she's 6 years older than me.
Okay.
And so when we were dating, and I remember this vividly. We went to a coffee shop, had a mocha and a coffee or whatever it was, and we were, I think, dating at the time for about 3 months.
Okay.
And Kathy said, all right, I like you, things are going well, but here's the deal. I need to know if you're serious or not, because I'm not looking for...
I'm not playing around here.
Yeah, I'm not looking for anything where we're just having, like, if we're just having fun and just dating to date, then, and she's like, I'm not saying I want to marry you. I'm not saying I'm asking you at this point, but I'm just saying, like, where are you at? And of course, I was like 19.
Oh!
And I was like... I remember like sipping my mocha, like.
I bet.
What is this?
Happened?
And I was never like, I want to be serious in everything that my relationships. I don't want to just be frivolous. So, I thank God had the wisdom to say, let me get back to you on that. Like I just said, like let me think about that and get back to you.
Which was fine because it's not like
I was just going to say, what did you think about that?
It wasn't like demanding an answer, but
it was just I
wanted to lay the ground rules and be like, okay, so I was 24.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm 24. I'm not playing around.
Yeah.
So if you want to if you want this to eventually, become a serious thing, I need to know, because if you're not, then I don't really want to play around.
Yeah, exactly.
What I did is I went back to, a faith book that the Bible, which I would, subscribe to, and then other marriage advice, and I read everything I could on marriage. It took me about 24 hours to just kind of go through, and then I just asked myself, could I commit to that with Kathy, like at some point? That's all I did. Just going to make sure, like all the things that I knew marriage to be, and that I understood. I said, okay, can I do that with this person? And I was like, yeah, I could. So then I came back and said, yeah, if this goes that way, I'm going that way too. If it doesn't, so it was an interesting, I haven't seen a lot of other couples do it, and I wouldn't have even thought of it if it wasn't for her, but she just set that course to say, hey, if we're gonna consider being life partners, let's put that up front. And let's work towards that as a goal. And I think it fast-tracked a lot of conversations and discussions, because the moment we said then we moved into, I think, just a bigger understanding, rather than, when you're dating and you don't really know what you know. Once you kind of drop the veil and say, hey, are we in this? It fast-tracked a lot of conversation, a lot of discussion, and got really good, even better, even though 3 months of dating was great. But then we moved forward in a greater way.
So I'm a big believer on being honest and having honest communication with your life partner, So if you're going to decide you're going to, if you like each other, you know what I mean? If you're thinking this could go somewhere. Then you just, for me, it was like, okay, we have to talk about this. We have to figure this out and
put the cards on the table. As opposed to like most couples hold them close to their chest. Put them on the table. And again, I don't think I would have done that at 19. I was holding close to my chest. But Kathy's like, I don't have time to mess around. Let's be honest. And it was really refreshing. And again, it took our relationship to the next level.
So how long after you said 24 hours after you had answered Kathy? Okay, so it didn't take you long.
No, I was pretty serious about it. Like, I went home that night and did 3-4 hours of reading and thinking, and called my parents.
I guess, you were sure to catch that. I'm not letting this one go, he's saying. No
Talked
way.
to some trusted people, and I wasn't saying, could I marry, the thing is, I wasn't saying, could I marry, like, do I want to marry her? I was saying, from what I understand of marriage, can I commit to that with this person? So it was a different, at the time, again, we're only dating for 3 months. We've known each other a year prior to that. But
so you did some deep research.
So it was just a more of a commitment to the idea of what I understood marriage to be at that time to that individual. And that pushed us to then, over the next few months, okay, I want to marry you, that kind of thing. So,
how long after did you get married?
Well, we dated for a year.
Okay.
And then we got engaged after that year. And at the time in the college that we were in, they had kind of rules on when you could get married. You couldn't get married within that school year. Sounds kind of foreign, I know, but that was just the time.
I don't think they have those rules
No,
now.
they don't. They don't. So we were engaged for a year as well. So
Which was good, because, we didn't have a lot of money, so we had to make a lot of the things ourselves. So it took, having a good year to plan and figure it out and make things and whatever was really
We were friends for a year, we dated for a year, we were engaged for a year.
There you go.
We've been married for 22.
22 years, that was my next question. So 22 years later, so great. And you guys have kids?
Yeah, we have 2 adult boys.
Okay.
So one is 19 and one is 20 and one is 18.
Nice.
And we have a grandbaby.
Oh, nice.
So that's
very
exciting.
Nice. Very exciting. Very exciting. Okay, so now that we know that you've been married for 22 years, who would you guys say is the more innocent one in the relationship?
Innocent?
Innocent.
Like, what do you mean?
Like...
like naive?
I guess, Like, kind of like, who would be like, oh, really? I didn't know that. Or who,
me. I think it would be me.
I think it might be.
Yeah, the 6 years difference was a big one, because when you're young and you move out and you're whatever, like you don't know much.
True.
Whereas Kathy had lived on her own. She just knew more. So there
so you were on your own.
He had graduated from high school and went to college, and I had graduated from high school a while ago, worked for, you know,
Oh, okay,
6
yeah,
years or
yeah.
whatever, and then went to college. So
Yeah.
She had more life experience. So yeah, probably, I'm probably the one that is a bit more naive or
Okay.
a bit more innocent, I guess you'd say, yeah.
Okay. And now with your 22 years of marriage. All right. So Jeremiah, what
Yeah.
is your mother-in-law's birthday?
Yeah, you know what? I have it on my phone.
No. It's got to be in your mind.
So yeah, I think it's June 18th.
June 18th?
I think so.
I don't even know my
I could be wrong on that,
really?
though.
I have
It's in
everything
June.
written
It's either June 10th or June 18th.
Okay.
Something
Yeah.
like that.
So we can't.
I think it's the 10th.
The 10th?
Oh, 10th, yeah.
Because my brother's birthday is on September 18th.
There you go.
That's my
Okay. Well,
birthday
there you go.
now.
Okay, Kathy, what is your mother-in-law's birthday?
I don't know.
No idea?
No idea.
No?
No clue.
Jeremiah?
I think it's June 17th.
Guys!
My mom, right? You're talking about my mom.
Yeah, I'm talking about your mom.
June 17th.
We focus on ourselves.
I guess, yeah.
more than everybody.
No, we write down we have it on our calendar so we don't forget. That's
Yeah.
what we put it on the calendar. So
Because we know we'll forget.
yeah.
There you go. So, Kathy, what is the first gift that Jeremiah ever gave you?
Oh my goodness. She's asking me hard questions.
Yeah, those are hard questions.
That's a hard one. I don't remember the first gift. You would remember.
Do you remember, Jeremiah?
Oh yeah, it was a poem.
Oh, yeah.
It was a framed poem.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
I-
Was that while you were dating or were you after you got married?
Oh, are you asking the first gift though,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
It was when we were dating.
Okay.
I don't know what it was for, but it was a poem, a picture of us in a green frame.
Yes.
And a poem that I had written for her.
Nice. That's
Yeah.
very sweet. That's very sweet. Do you remember now?
I do remember that.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out where it could be. It's probably
that's what
sitting
I'm
in our
thinking
basement
right
somewhere.
Jeremiah, what is the first gift that Kathy ever gave you?
Oh man.
He's the sentimental one. He remembers more.
Yeah, you know, I don't remember. I don't
remember
even
at all?
know if.
I don't remember either.
Yeah. I don't even know if she really gave gifts. Really, I think other than like for Christmas and stuff like that. But I couldn't tell you what it was.
No?
Okay.
We went to. I remember like she's from Montreal, and I grew up watching the Montreal Jazz Festival.
Okay.
Was like as a teenager, I'd race home and watch, which is really nerdy, but I'd watch the Jazz Festival at Plaza Czar. And when we were dating, maybe 4 or 5 months at that point, we went back to her place for Christmas, went home, meet the family. But the really cool thing was she took me to Plaza Czar.
Okay.
And of course it was like, it's Christmas, so it's closed, nothing's
Yeah.
open. It's the festival's in July.
Yeah.
But she took a picture of me. I had drumsticks. I had to stand in front of Plaza Czar, I remember, with drumsticks, and she took a picture of me. And so
that's
that was
nice.
that was just it wasn't a gift, but it was just a fun
Very
thing that we
thoughtful.
did together.
Yeah, that's very nice.
Yeah,
That's very
remember
nice.
that? Yeah.
I do remember that.
There you go. Okay. So when you guys are getting ready to go out, who takes longer to get dressed?
Me.
For sure?
Absolutely.
Okay. No ands, ifs, or buts about that.
100%.
Well, I give her so her father and my father-in-law taught me like a really great thing, and that is you give them the times.
Yeah.
You kind of say, would you be ready to go by this time?
Oh, okay, so
or
it sets
whatever.
time, okay.
And so I don't think there's ever been a time where I've been like we gotta go, and she's not ready.
No.
She's ready by the time we need to go, but I'm saying it maybe 20, 30 minutes before we need to go. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
okay,
So
well, that's
by the
good.
time we actually get to
Yeah.
when we need to go,
Yeah.
we're good to go.
There you go. That's good. I like that. You'll
Yeah.
just be ready by this time, right?
Yeah.
Right. Kathy, is there anything about Jeremiah that irritates you at all?
The fact that he remembers everything.
That should be a good thing.
It's really good. But I'm so terrible at remembering things, so it's like, oh, forgot again. No, not really.
No?
Not really. He doesn't really irritate me. He's like super thoughtful and caring person. So even after 22 years, he's always thinking of me and trying to make my day better. And
Aw, that's very sweet.
So he doesn't. I can't think of anything that would be irritating.
Very thoughtful. Very
Yeah.
sweet. What about you, Jeremiah? Anything about Kathy that...
The fact that I forget everything.
Irritating, I don't think so. I mean, I think we have tension points and
Yeah.
that our personalities are different.
Yeah.
So I'm jovial, I'm optimistic, I'm in the clouds,
Spontaneous.
and she's kind of, she's more. So I think it's just probably if I go back to the earlier years of our dating and our marriage, it probably would have been more, what's the word you used?
Irritating.
Irritating. So she's a person that likes things a certain way.
Okay.
And so if you don't do it a certain way, she'll have to come and fix it because you can't just leave it. Whereas I'm a person, I can find like 15 ways to do something. They're not good, but I can find creative ways to do it. So in the early years of our marriage, I would put my shoes wherever, I would fold the towels the way I want, and then she would correct me. And I thought that was probably a tension point for both of us, I think, right? It wouldn't be just my way to you, but it would be both. So we had to learn, we took a thing called the Enneagram. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's a great tool to understand your personalities. And 7 years into our marriage, we had to take it for one of my jobs, and it just totally transformed our marriage because we understood the things that would drive us crazy about each other. We realized, that's a part of our personality. That's who we are. So for Kathy, it's like she's a 1 on the Enneagram, which is like a rule maker, and so they need to do things a certain way. That's when they're healthy. That's actually what they bring to the table. And so realizing like, that's not her just being like persnickety. That's her actually. That's her personality.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's not me throwing stuff wherever is not being disrespectful. It's just that's just who I am. And so once we had an appreciation for that, I would say that annoyance, that irritation, really decreased. Hey, because I think there was in our early years, we would get a little snippy with each other over that kind of a thing. Like me being too spontaneous, like I'd make plans, and then I'd come home and say, "Hey, we're doing this, we're doing that." And she'd say, "Well, you didn't tell me. We didn't talk about it." And I was like, well, just come on, let's go. And she's like, well, I don't, you know what I mean? And so we would have a lot of tension
Whereas
in those.
now we have like times where we sit down, we look at our calendar. We've always done this.
Yeah.
Sit down, look at our calendar, and be like, okay, so what do you have planned? Because he has his job will take him places, or he'll have meetings and whatever. And I work from home, but I have things going on too. So we sit down. Okay, what are you doing? What am I doing? And figure it out. And that's been awesome for our relationship, because then we're really on, and we know when we have available times and I'd like to do something on that day or whatever, and then he can go ahead and plan something, and and I'm easygoing in the fact that I don't necessarily care what we do.
You need to
be prepared.
You need to be prepared. Organized, prepared.
We call it planned spontaneity. So she's learned to be spontaneous, but she plans out her spontaneity, if that makes any sense. So she'll come up with 3 things that she's okay to do, and then she'll spring them on me. So
he loves things sprung.
It will seem like it's spontaneous, but she's actually thought it through. And so it's comfortable for her, and it's exciting for me.
There you go. There you go. That's great. That's great. So the next time that my husband irritates me and leaves things laying around and throws things here and there, I'm just going to have to say, that's his personality.
No, you got to take the Enneagram first.
Take the test first.
Take the Enneagram first. I'm telling you, like if you can get the link to it, check it out. It's free. It's the best tool for relationship growth. Absolutely.
Sounds very interesting.
Then you can say that, but it may not be his personality.
I don't know if that'll work for me. I can try, but I don't know if that'll work for me. That's his personality. That's his personality. Yeah. Okay. So who's the better cook?
I am,
is,
I think.
Yeah. Do you cook at all, Jeremiah?
Yeah. So there was a season in our marriage where Kathy went to work for a law firm, and we tend to eat around 5:30, and she didn't get off work till 5 downtown, and so she said, "Hey, if you want to eat by 5, like I'm not going to be home till 5:45." And I was like, "Oh," and we had young kids at the time, and so I said, "Okay, well, I'll cook." And I had done a little bit. I'd worked, in a restaurant a little bit, so I understood a little bit of it. But we learned. We made meal plans. I read lots of cookbooks, and
wow.
I'm not saying I was amazing, but my kids, they were in that kind of that era of remembrance. Like they remember when I was cooking, so they'll remember a lot of the meals that I cooked more than Kathy, because they were in that like 8 to 13 kind of bracket. So they really remember that. So it's kind of funny they talk about my cooking because I'm not the better cook. But
that's just what they remember, right?
Yeah. I love to barbecue, and I don't understand baking. I'm getting nervous for baking if I don't bake.
Betty Crocker, Duncan Hines.
Yeah, I've even messed that up. So,
no.
Yeah, but
I can't mess that up.
We love to cook together. Like we just
That's
cook
nice.
together. And, yeah.
That's really nice. Yeah. Oh, great. Wonderful. Wonderful. Kathy, what's the most favorite thing that Jeremiah does for you that you like?
My most favorite thing? I think my most favorite thing is that he sets aside time to spend time with me.
Okay.
That's important to me. Like one of my love languages is time. And so he knows that, and he actually takes that opportunity to just spend time. We don't have to be doing anything spectacular. We don't have to be, spending money doing things. It's just the fact that we're doing something together means a lot. So that's probably one of my favorite things.
And time is such an important thing.
Yeah.
Right? To have
because we can get so busy and we can get so preoccupied with work or other people or friends or whatever. And, all that stuff is okay. But, when it takes over the time of just us being together, that's why I appreciate that.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Yeah. Jeremiah, what is Kathy's biggest regret in life, would you say?
Her biggest regret? Oh, man. It probably might be, I don't know. I'm going to take a guess here. It probably was a career path where we met, but it was a career path that led her down in a world where maybe women weren't as accepted. Again, we're going back 20 years in that time. And so I would probably say that, if she could rethink that and still meet me, so that would be probably, I'm hoping anyway, maybe would have pursued a bit more business, a bit more entrepreneurial and kind of spread her wings in that a little bit more. She's doing all that now, but the path to get there has been maybe a bit more windy. I don't know, but that's my guess.
What do you think, Kathy?
Yeah, that's probably good. Yeah,
that's a good answer.
Yeah, I think so. Because at the time I wanted to do a certain thing, and it was really difficult for women to really get recognized or even be able to branch out in that area. And so that was a tricky time.
And now she's in a place where, like, even back then, women weren't even supporting women. In that era. So now she's in, doing the Rodan and Fields, and she's doing her photography, and she's support from everyone. It's more feeling like, hey, this is what you were made for. And I think if you could have had a 20-year head start on that, probably would have been. But even back then, it was just different too. Like, it was just even the idea of starting your own business. It was different then. It was before the smartphone. It was before, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
It makes us sound super old, but we're not that old. But and so it was different in terms of what you thought you could do. And you thought you had to go to university or you had to go and get a degree, and then you could. And things have changed. So I think your regret would have been to pursue what you're doing now a little earlier in life.
Okay, you agree with that, Kathy?
Yeah, I think so.
And what would be Jeremiah's biggest regret, do you think?
I'm not 100% sure, because I believe he's doing what he really loves to do and has been called to do. So like he's growing all the time in that, which is really neat to see. When I met him, though, I mean, he wanted to be a session drummer. And he was like, at the time, like, he used to teach, drums at the college level and all that. So I think there's that part of his life that he's kind of like stopped doing. So I kind of wonder sometimes if that would be something that, what would have happened if he went that route or had more opportunity to do that in the midst of everything else. You know what I mean? So...
What do you think, Jeremiah?
Today, I was thinking about that today. I was shopping for groceries at Walmart.
Okay,
I'm just doing I had finished some other things, and I'm shopping, and I'm thinking to myself, here I am, like, getting groceries, and I'm like, would I want to be anywhere else? And like the answer was no. Like, shopping for groceries, I mean, I'd much rather maybe, like, back in the day, wanted to be in LA, be a session drummer, maybe be famous. Like, who doesn't want to do that? But it's like, here I am in South Edmonton shopping at a Walmart, and I'm happy. I'm content.
That's wonderful.
Doing my thing. And
how many people would say that? That's wonderful.
Yeah, I think it's a state of mind.
Yeah,
it's a state of mind. But I think it's, that's probably my story.
It's a state of mind, and it's also the willingness to pursue what you want to pursue and have the support from those, that surround you. So that's kind of awesome, right? Because not a lot of people have that kind of support. So
one of my favorite movies is called Family Man. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
With Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
And it's just the theme of that movie all the way through is that they keep saying, "I choose us." And he could have been like, this famous banker and had all this life, but he kind of gets this glimpse of what it would be to be a family man. And I think that whole process for a lot of us needs to occur, because sometimes we get our heads in the clouds and think, well, we could be doing this, and we're settling.
Right.
But actually, no, this is the greatest adventure you could be on, is to be married, to pursue that and healthy relationship and family.
Right.
And so anyway, I choose us.
Yeah.
Over everything else I could be and want to be and maybe think of sometimes. I always want to come back to saying, no, I choose us.
Right. Wonderful. That's a great answer. Wonderful. So now we're going to move on to some yes and no questions. So I have with me 2 paddles here. One that says no, one that says yes.
Awesome.
I'm going to give you each a paddle. Okay, so pass that one on to Kathy, please.
Thank you.
And I'm going to ask you both questions, and without looking at each other, if you can both give me the answer at the same time.
Sounds good.
Okay?
Try.
Alrighty. So, Kathy is better at making friends. Okay. Both agree on that. Okay. Jeremiah is the smarter one. What's it going to be, Kathy?
I think he's smarter than me.
Okay. All right. Well,
Please.
take that as a compliment.
That's not true. I don't know, you're trying to be humble, but no.
To be humble. All right. Kathy is a more sensitive one. Oh, wow. Okay. Jeremiah gets angry faster. Okay. Jeremiah always wins an argument.
Well, we don't win arguments.
Yeah, I don't know how to answer.
So,
that.
can't answer that one then?
We always say, even if you win, you lose. So
Okay.
you never win an argument. So, I do forget what I'm fighting about half the time when we fight. I do forget sometimes. So I would say I always lose because I give up.
By the time it's done,
If there can be a loser, it's me, because I'm like, I don't know what we're fighting about. And probably I'm the one that started it.
Yeah, there you go.
Could be.
There you go. Okay, so I don't know if this would apply to you, but Kathy said sorry first. Do you guys?
Yeah, I would say, probably.
Yeah. What do you think?
I don't know. Sometimes I don't want to say sorry. I think it's 50-50.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No?
You think she would say it first, eh?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's nice.
We're gonna have to drive home and have a chat about this.
There you go. Okay, whatever was said here stays here, okay?
That's good. These are good questions.
I'm European, so sometimes I'm a little bit pig-headed.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. Jeremiah is better in sports.
Oh no!
Okay, so you're both laughing. That's a complete no. Okay.
Yeah.
Kathy is the more romantic one. Okay. All right. Jeremiah is much better at managing finances. Alrighty. Jeremiah likes to cuddle more than Kathy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, you guys are doing pretty darn good. Kathy is Jeremiah's dream girl.
Oh,
Heck yeah.
I didn't think about that for a second.
I was gonna say, you better get that yes up there. You have to drive home with her.
I'm trying to think about dream girl. Yes, I know what you mean by that. Yes, okay, yes, that's true.
Do you not use that phrase anymore, dream girl? Because even the last couple, I said dream girl, and even he had to think for a minute. Wait a minute, what does she mean by dream girl?
I didn't even associate the two. Crush, you mean crush maybe, or
Yeah, well, I guess I could have used crush.
But like, soulmate maybe. Is that what you mean, right? Like
Dream girl, crush. I think I mean more like crush.
Yeah.
I
don't
know. I used dream girl.
I figured it out. I just had to think
It just
about
took
it.
you a minute.
Yeah.
I understand what you mean.
Yeah, like maybe it's a woman's thing. I don't know, because like I said, the last, guest too, he was like, okay, wait a minute. I was like, you better get that yes up there. All right, well, good. Thank you very much.
Hey. Oh, that's good. Maybe score well.
I have one more thing, one more fun thing. So what I have in this bowl here are tongue twisters. So I'll get you each to take one and say whatever card you get 3 times very fast in our camera. Okay? So
good.
Jeremiah, I'll get you to pass this over to Kathy. She'll go first and choose one.
And I just choose one? Or?
Yeah, you can choose it and then just hold it. Don't look at it.
Oh.
No, Kathy can. You can't.
Oh, so.
Okay. Kathy, read it out loud first. So we
Slowly?
can. Yeah.
A skunk sat on a stump and thunk the stump stunk, but the stump thunk the skunk stunk.
I can't even say it
Oh,
slowly.
no.
Okay.
That'll be fun.
So I need you to say that really fast 3 times.
Okay. A skunk sat on a stump and thunk the stump stunk, but the stump thunk the skunk stunk. A skunk sat on a stump and thunk the stump stunk, but the stump thunk the skunk stunk. A skunk sat on a stump and thunk the stump stunk, but the stump thunk the skunk stunk.
Oh, not bad.
That's
Not bad. Not
Pretty impressed.
bad.
That's pretty good.
Pretty darn good. Okay, Jeremiah.
Okay, goblin, gargoyles, gobbled, gobbling, goblins. Goblins? Goblins.
Goblins.
Sorry. I'm sorry. All right, goblin, gargoyles, gobbled, gobbling, goblins. Goblin, gargoyles, gobbled, gobbling, goblins. Goblins. Goblin, gargoyles, gobbled, gobbling, goblins. Oh my goodness, that was hard. Good. That was tough. That was good.
Did you say it 3 times?
I did. Did you not see? I just
How about we
went
do
right.
it 3 more times?
Oh no. Okay. All right, ready? Here we go. Goblin, gargoyles, gobbled, gobbling, goblins. Goblin, gargoyles, gobbled, gobbling, goblins. Goblin, gargoyles, gobbled, gobbling, goblins.
Wow, very good, very good. Thank you very much. You guys did pretty good.
Tip of the tongue to the teeth and the lips.
There you go. That's wonderful, wonderful. So is there anything you guys would like to say as far as relationships, marriage, or anything to our viewers? Any comments, advice?
Yeah, I mean, our biggest advice is communicate. Communication is the foundation of a relationship, and if your foundation is cracked, doesn't matter how big the house is, doesn't matter all the decorations you put on it. When the foundation's cracked, there's a problem. So your ability to communicate to one another, communicate your hopes and dreams, communicate in conflict resolution is absolutely essential. And if it's lacking in any way, like you don't feel like you can express yourself, or you don't feel like you're being heard, whatever the problem is, it's bigger than you think, and you need to address it. You need to get help, get counseling, read books, watch videos, do whatever you can to help improve your communications is absolutely key.
Wonderful, wonderful.
And one thing we tell couples all the time is that you don't know what's going to happen after you say I do. What happens after you say I do could be anything. Could be great, could be awesome, could be terrible, could be life-threatening, could be whatever. So you need to take the time to build up your relationship. You need to educate yourself. You need to take those classes, take those couples courses, take those personality quizzes like we were talking about, find out what your love languages are. All these things are just going to help build up your relationship so you don't go into it blind and you don't go into it just thinking, oh, it's that guy's problem. Relationships are a two-way street, so you have to communicate, just like Jeremiah said, and you have to take the time to care about the other person and figure out what will make your relationship work at 100%.
Perfect. That's wonderful advice. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for both of you for being on the show. We've got to get to know you better, and thank you for all your advice. And you guys are a great couple, fun-loving. So once again, a really good time. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And to our viewers, thank you so much for all your love and support. For more Honeywalia shows, log on to our YouTube page and like us on Facebook. Until next time, take good care.